Hi guys, it's Kendra here. Recently, I did a video at the beginning of 2017. It was all about my New Year's resolutions and how to set SMART goals. And I just wanted to come back quickly and do a follow-up to that because this is something that I wanted to touch on and I think is so important. Guys, you have to be clear on what you want in life. And I know that that's a lot easier said than done. Like, I definitely do not have everything figured out. There are a lot of things, I'm not sure what direction I want to go to. But there are certain things, I think things that are very important, and I know exactly where I want to head. I can see a clear goal, a clear future, whether that's a dollar amount, whether that's, a certain, success, the level of success I want to attain, if it's a very specific, outcome that I want to see. And you have to have that. So the reason that prompted me to even do this video was a conversation that I had recently with a budding entrepreneur. So as a lot of you guys may know, I have my own marketing company where I help small businesses with digital marketing. So anything for web design, social media, email marketing. And over the past 3 years in doing that, I've probably had conversations with, I would say, easily about 2,500 to 3,000 entrepreneurs. Or some of them I will call, and I'm not saying this to be negative or put anyone down, I would call them wantrepreneurs. And it's because they tend not to be very clear on their goals. Like, they tend to just kind of be a mess, like be all over the place. They've tried out different things. I've heard I have this great business that I want to do, but I haven't kicked it off in a year because I can't think of a name for the product. So literally, you've been sitting on what you say is a gold mine for a year and you haven't launched because you can't think of a name for it. So I had a very specific conversation recently. So there was a gentleman who had started a website and it was based on fashion and art. And he wanted some help with social media. He wanted some help with that. And before I could jump in, because I could easily, take someone's money and say, yeah, I'll, post on Instagram for you, post on Facebook. We can start, add a blog to your site and all these things. But unless I know, or unless you know what your end goal is, what your end game is, I just be taking your money, and it just wouldn't necessarily be a good outcome. So I asked him a series of questions. First off, I just asked him, what's the goal of your site? Like, how do you plan to make money? Because right now it's pretty much just a blog. It's, great pictures, whatnot. And, he had started about 3-4 months ago. And he didn't really have he didn't really have a strategy. And I was like, well, how are, you work full time, but you want to do this full time. So literally, how are you going to make money? Are you going to get advertisers? Are you going to do sponsored content? And his response was just like, yeah, we're thinking about some advertising and this, that, and the other. And when I say in this, that, and the other, I'm not paraphrasing. Those were his exact words. We're going to do some advertising and this, that, and the other. No, I'm not trying to put down anyone, but I just pick out this conversation because it's like conversations I've had with so many entrepreneurs. So fast forward, I asked him some more questions, just about, social media goals. And then I was like, I really wanted to hone in on that monetization strategy because I was like, I really just need to know how you plan to make money from all of this. And he mentioned, that he was spending a lot of money already. And I was like, oh, on what? And he's like, well, going to events and whatnot and videography. Oh, okay. So I'm like, okay, so you're going to events. Are these your own events that you're hosting, or are these other people's events? No, we go to other people's events, but we're planning our big event, and we want to really make that a good one. Okay, what's the event about? We're still working on that. It's an art and fashion event. And I'm just like, okay, it's an art and fashion event. That's really broad. So I'm like, exactly what is this event gonna look like? And he's like, well, we're still in the planning phases. The event's not until June. So I know just in planning, June, that's about 5 months off from now. That's gonna creep up before you know it. So any case, to wrap this thing up, the more questions I asked, the more clear it became that this person just kind of had no clue. And I think that's where a lot of us, myself included, we can easily fall into that trap where we want to make progress. There's no doubt in my mind that this guy wanted his venture to be successful. Otherwise, why would he put so much time? He had a full-time job while he was doing this, and resources. He mentioned several times that he was spending a lot of money to keep this thing going. So it wasn't just like, you know, something that was kind of pushed by the wayside. He was working very hard at it, and a lot of us are working very hard at things, but they're not getting us to where we want to go. And you really have to have a plan. Even if you don't know how you're going to get there, I would say it's better to have a destination in mind with no route rather than to have a bunch of activities that you're doing, a bunch of, you know, it's easy to keep yourself busy, but then you're just spinning your wheels and you're just going around and around and around and around in circles. So before I can help you, before anyone can help you, before anyone, because there are a lot of people out here who will just take your money, but really before anyone can help you, you have to know what it is that you need help with. You have to know where you're trying to go. You have to be able to clearly articulate. You have to be able to see it in your mind. Otherwise, one, how will you know when you get there? You know, what does success actually look like? And then two, you just have, that'll make it that much easier for you to have a clear path. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. There was no real point to this video. It was just something that had been on my mind and on my heart because, like I said, I speak to so many entrepreneurs and I see so many dreams deferred a lot of times, unfortunately, and people who, you know, just for whatever reason they just can't get clear on their goals. So hopefully this was interesting for you guys. I don't know if you guys can relate. I know that I certainly can. Like I said, I'm definitely not the guru with all the answers, not by a stretch, but yeah, I just wanted to, you know, just call attention to that. So if you find that in your life you're kind of busy all the time, you have things that you're doing, but you're not necessarily reaching your goals, and you're not clear on what those goals are, just something to think about and work towards in 2017. So that's all that I got, guys. And until next time, take care, be well, be prosperous, and have a good one.